Everyone knows about The Room and Tommy Wiseau at this point. There was a book written about the film The Room, and there was a movie based on the book about the film The Room. But in all this so bad it's good movie talk, there's one name that never comes up as much as I would like.
What do you have for me this time? Cryptography? Hacking into a banking system? Shutting down a power grid for a major city? Cutting off the water system for half the country? Hacking into the stock market?
Neil Breen. These are scenes from Double Down, his first film from 2005. In all of his movies, Neil Breen plays a fantasy version of himself. There are a few hallmarks that you will come across when you watch a Neil Breen film. Social awkwardness and uncomfortable nudity.
I love being with you. I love you. Will you marry me? Oh, jeez. I was
Expository
the first in my class
bragging.
in college in computer science. I joined the military and became a fighter pilot and won many medals for distinguished service.
Desert footage, and in later films he overuses drone footage. Laptops that are never turned on, one-sided cell phone conversations, and stock footage.
I've invented an invisible shield device using satellite lasers, which I can hide objects in a small area so that I can stay in a location for some time without being found. I disappear. I become invisible.
Confusing scenes.
The force shield will cause death.
Vague supernatural stuff.
Didn't mean to disturb your lunch.
And scenes that have action, but Neil Breen does not show any of it. Neil Breen is a real estate agent, architect, and an independent filmmaker. The Neil Breen experience begins on his confusing website. This is the Fateful Findings website. If I wanted to order Double Down or another movie, I would have to make a special request or comment in a different section of the website. When you finally receive the movies in the mail, it looks like this. Neil Breen is a one-man show. It feels good to know that Neil Breen himself put this together. If you're interested in what Neil Breen is currently up to, this is part of his GoFundMe page. So, go fund him.
Hi, this is Neil Breen. I'm here on this glorious, sunny, 85-degree day. It's March 14th, 2017. I'm now in pre-production for my 5th theatrical feature. The working title of it is going to be Twisted. That is not the title of the film, but it's a temporary title that I'm going to use. It is totally different from a stylistic cinematography point of view, as well as a content point of view. Unlike my other feature films, you will not see any deserts, you won't see any hackers or laptops. I've purposely made it very different in that it's a dark psychological thriller.
The main story of Fateful Findings is about child Neil Breen who meets a girl and they bond over a magic mushroom with a magic rock in it. The girl moves away and they reunite at a pool party years later. Neil Breen saves her from a kidnapping and uses a magic rock to create a public mass suicide. It's a tale as old as time. While this is interesting in itself, and we'll get to it, it's not the reason this is my favorite Neil Breen movie. Fateful Findings has more random plot lines than The Last Jedi. Neil Breen gets in an accident. A car just hits him when he drops his phone. He is rushed to the hospital and the doctors have placed a breathing tube for his nose and a breathing mask over his face bandages. He is in critical condition, unconscious. It does not look good. Melania, that's what I call her, was on the phone with Neil Breen when it happened. Jim is there. He is Neil Breen's good friend.
We were on the phone when he was hit. Can you hear me now?
No, he can't hear you. He suffered extreme head trauma.
He's my good friend.
He leaves the hospital and has weird, bloody shower sex with Melania. Ugh, it's awkward. Jim has a drinking problem and is arguing with his wife. His wife works at the bank and her back hurts. In this world, people talk like they're in a rehearsal for a high school play. And you'll notice when you watch this movie, or any Neil Breen movie, that people always are very vague about what they're saying. Like, she works at the bank. Not a bank that has a name, it's the bank.
We don't have sex anymore. Do you realize that?
Where did that come from?
It has been months. What's happened?
Where did that come from?
You're my wife. I want to share that with you. I love you.
I'm very busy. My back is killing me. My office at the bank is having major problems. Anyway, be quiet, she'll hear you.
That is the bank lady's stepdaughter, so Jim's daughter, I guess. She's upset about all the fighting and acts out in a really weird way. She teases Neil Breen by taking off her clothes in his pool and then takes a shower in his house, but Neil Breen sets her straight.
Dylan.
Please stop. You can't do this. Please don't do it anymore.
Jim and the bank lady's relationship gets worse, and the bank lady does something drastic. Then acting happens.
I'm gonna shoot this damn car off full of holes!
No, no, no!
Jim! Amy!
You killed him.
He killed himself! He killed himself!
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide? I can't help you out of this one, Jim.
Another side story focuses on Melania's pill addiction. It hasn't been established at all, and doesn't last very long. Neil Breen can't find his pills from the hospital. Melania knows where they are, but she takes them for herself before giving them back to Neil Breen. Neil Breen decides he doesn't need these pills, and he dumps them in the toilet. Melania is upset by all this, and she goes into the toilet to get them back. Ew. Melania is going crazy trying to cope with her addiction. Neil Breen doesn't have any more pills for her to take, and she needs them desperately.
I can't go on like this. I'm so out of my head. I can't go on like this. I think I'm losing my mind.
Later, as Melania is overdosing on pills, Neil Breen is falling in love with the blonde girl from the beginning. Melania dies, and the blonde girl replaces Melania. Now Neil Breen has a new girlfriend that wears tank tops without bras, but his new girlfriend is not inconvenienced with a pill addiction, so everything's great. The weirdest story in this movie is the story with the government secrets and the little black rock. The little black rock first shows up in the mushroom thing. Then a mysterious prostitute, I don't know, I guess, gives it to Neil Breen after he's hit by the car. The rock is never fully explained. Well, nothing is ever explained. But it seems to be a supernatural thing, and it helps him with finding dark government secrets. What we do know is that it brings him to this off-putting naked garbage bag room. Sometimes he's alone there, sometimes Lonnie's there, or the blonde girl's there. I guess he's supposed to be in The Rock, but I don't know.
Recovering from the accident.
He has a lot of scenes where he's on the phone with a book publisher. He has some sort of deadline for a new book. Sometimes he's trying to meet his book deadline. Other times he's yelling at the publisher about the government secrets he's trying to get. Like, you think you'd keep that a secret? I don't know. Whatever.
I'm going to continue hacking into these government systems to see what I can find out about all this national and international corruption I know is going on. I've been hacking into government and corporate international secrets all over the world. And I'm going to expose them all. I'm working. I'm very busy. What deadline? No, I'm not. You know what? I can't wait any longer. I'm not ready for this.
All of this leads to the big finale of the film. Neil Breen uses broken laptops to find all the government secrets from all the top agencies.
I want to be
Black
honest
Rock
with all
has
of
something to do with it.
I've been hacking into government and corporate systems all over the country. All over the world. I have discovered more information than any hacker ever has. Ever. What I have found will shock you.
Money, payoffs, and greed were always the priority of my company. Like many companies. I'm afraid of going to prison. They now know my crimes.
I am resigning today as your senator. Many of my other fellow incompetent senators must resign now also.
I resign today as president of the bank.
Today, I am submitting my resignation as Congresswoman.
Me and many of my fellow Wall Street brokers have been lying. I'm leaving now, rather than going to prison.
You will be shocked and amazed at what I have here. It will scare you. But you should be scared, because it is the truth.
Well, that was Fateful Findings. Sort of. I mean, there's so much more to find in this movie to have fun with. You have to see this movie. There is another level of Breenness to this film. As you watch the credits, you'll see that there are capital N's and B's all over the names and companies in the credits. You can imagine it's not a big production, so Neil Breen must have done a bunch of things. And you'd be right to think that. First time I saw it, I thought it was weird to see all those capital N's and B's and B, Neil Breen. What's going on there? At the end of the credits, it says that Neil Breen was responsible for services listed with capitals N's and B's in their names. I don't know if it's a joke or he just wanted to make the production seem a little larger, but if you see any capital N's and B's in the name in the credits, Neil Breen did that. So it's weird to say, but enjoy the credits, and thank you for watching.